Bucky here with Maximum Muscle Report. We are at Bev Francis's gym 3 days out from the New York Pro. We finally get a chance to sit down with the one and only Shanique Grant.
Hey guys, I'm here at Bev's, 3 days away. Can't wait, very excited.
So we had the privilege of getting a sneak peek at her posing routine earlier. You'll be able to see it at the end of this video, so be sure, stay tuned. But we finally wanted to get a chance to sit down and talk to you and find out who the person is behind the athlete. You know, we see a huge Instagram following, you're all over social media. We get to see who you put out there on a social media aspect. But now we want to know who the person is behind all that. So let's start with really what got you started with the gym and with competing.
Well, when you're a teenager, you kind of let loose. You like to have your fun and just, YOLO, as they say. Just me not caring about my health, and I didn't know anything about, you have to take care of your body, you have to eat properly. I was eating, McDonald's pretty much every day. Not really taking care of my health, vitamins, all of that. And I ended up in the hospital for 4 days, actually. I had a problem with my internal system, and that's kind of what gave me a wake-up call to start working on my own health. So after I got out of the hospital, I took a few days just to, relax and, take it easy. And I joined Planet Fitness, of course. And I just started going there every day. I made it a hobby. And I just cleaned up my diet, salads here and there, protein shakes there. And I liked it. I started seeing changes immediately. So it just became such a strong passion. And I never knew it would bring me here now.
So when was this? How old were you when this all started, when this happened?
I had just graduated high school. I just turned 18 years old. And it was literally 5 months after I graduated. It was 2013. I joined in November.
Okay. So now fast forward a little bit. You're eating more healthy. You're training at Planet Fitness. You're liking what it's doing to your body. You're liking how you're feeling mentally. You're probably starting to change a little bit. What was next?
After that, it was people actually noticing me. Before, it was kind of like you're a shadow because I was very shy to begin with. I was very shy. And when somebody recognized me, they said, "Oh, do you compete?" And I had no idea what that was at all. So after that, I kind of looked into it. And I didn't know if it was something that I wanted to do or not. I kind of talked to my mom, talked to my sisters about it. They were like, "Oh, why not? You kind of were never the person to just, go out of your comfort zone and do something." So I decided to kind of give it a thought, try it out. I had a friend, his name is Chris Niemczyk, and I was working with him with a supplement company, cannot be named right now, but he gave me the connection to my coach now, Johnny Castellina, and he had emailed me asking why not do a figure show. I was kind of already there. I had a muscle, but needed more assistance. So we started a 9-week prep in May of 2014 for the MPC Muscle Beach Championships in August.
Okay.
So I started my 9-week prep, and it was literally a day before my 19th birthday. And I promised myself that I would get a first place trophy as my birthday gift. Believe it or not, the day of the show, I got first place in figure division, and I got overall. That was the beginning.
And that was your first ever show?
That was my first show.
Now, most people, I think, assume you have a track background, so you didn't play any sports at all.
I did.
You did.
I ran track for 8 years straight.
Okay, there we go. So you ran track so in high school?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever think about maybe moving forward with the track, or once you kind of found training and bodybuilding, so to speak, that took over your passion and you knew you were home?
At first, track was my heart, just like bodybuilding is now my heart. I was very dedicated, ran every day. I have over 65 medals. They're all, of course, gold, silver, bronze.
Of course.
Of course, you gotta know the. But towards senior year, my asthma. I have very aggressive asthma. That's something that nobody really knows about because I don't really make it, a problem. I deal with it.
You don't want to make an excuse for why you struggle with whatever you struggle with.
I make no excuses at all.
Right.
Any struggle I may go through, I do bring it to attention, but I show strength from that. I have very bad asthma, and it stopped me from pursuing my dream as being a track runner. So I had to cut track short senior year, and that's what lost my scholarship for track. So after that, I kind of just put my energy into making friends, and then that's kind of what led me back into taking care of myself a little bit more.
Okay. So we do remember you came onto the scene. You got your pro card at Nationals?
NBC Nationals 2014.
Right. And you came onto the scene as a figure competitor, and your nickname is The Future. And everybody was talking about how one day you're going to be rivaling, the top figure girls in the sport. And right around that time, Latoria Watts had came onto the scene and finally dethroned the old champ. And Latoria had what was known as an insane cartoonish-like physique, similar to yours.
Love her physique.
And somewhere along the line, you were told that maybe you're getting too big or you're outgrowing the figure division. So tell us a little bit about what that journey was like and what your thought process was from all of a sudden you had your heart set on figure, you had someone to look up to who had a similar type physique, who already was Miss Olympia, who you were trying to chase down, and all of a sudden you're told, well, figure just really isn't a division for you.
A lot of people were telling me just months into doing figure that I should transition to physique. I've heard it for probably a year and a half since I did my first pro debut in figure. And it was kind of something that I put thought into. I never wanted to do physique at first. It was something I had to do to step out more out of my comfort zone. Figure, you're just doing your mandatories and boom, you're off. Like that. Physique comes into hand where you have a lot of mandatories, you need to put a lot of work in.
Your routine.
You got to make up an entire routine, very unique, choose music, and just be one with the crowd and actually entertain people. So that's something I was very shy, and figure was already like, a push. So physique was like that extra step, like you got to get out of there, you got to just do it. So it took me until my third pro show, which was NBC Pittsburgh Pro. And that's where a judge personally came up to me and said, listen, you need to go to physique. So that's when people started talking, like, is she going to do it or not? So I was like, let's do it. Why not? I would just have to use bands and restrict my training if I was to stay in figure. And I didn't want to do that, so that was the next step.
Well, a lot of times athletes talk about whether they want to change or transition from one division to another. And oftentimes you talk about, hey, you're on stage 3, 4, maybe 5 times a year max. And you're really only up there for a few minutes. You're in the gym, however, every single day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out. If you outgrow a division and you no longer can do what you love to do every day, doesn't that change who you are as an athlete and as a competitor? So it probably was a little bit easier for you to make that transition because you didn't have to restrict your training anymore.
Right. I think it was a good choice because it only helped me become more out there
Extroverted. Right.
and not so, in a shell. It's given a voice to me because I never had one. So it's only a stepping stone to being somebody great.
Well, your physique speaks volumes about who you are. You're obviously a very dedicated individual. You're very committed. Your work ethic is obviously second to none. So even by being a shy person, your physique speaks volumes about who you are. So let's fast forward now into last year. There was a lot of hype. You won this show last year. And your physique was good, but I know a couple of the girls at the top said, well, we're still not too worried. You weren't quite as sharp or as tight or as conditioned as some of the other girls were becoming at that time. But you had a lot of momentum. Again, there's a lot of popularity. You have a huge following. People can see that it is only a matter of time. Then there was an unfortunate incident. So some people know, some people don't know the story, but you didn't get to compete at the O last year. So walk us through kind of from the New York Pro into the end of last year and where you were at and what the difference is now this year.
Last year, after the New York Pro, when you win a show, your mindset kind of is like, oh, well, I got this, so I can just relax and just take it easy and not keep your focus. After a win, you're supposed to stay on track. Listen, I'm going to have my schedule planned for the rest of the year until my next show. I didn't do that. When it came to July, August, I was getting ready for the show, but I didn't feel like I was ready to just give it my all. I didn't have that momentum. I didn't have that energy. I didn't have that drive. So it kind of just gave me just the feeling that I wasn't going to do so well. I didn't feel right. This time around, I have more focus. After my incident, it's a long story, terrible. Don't even want to talk about it. But after that, I realize that there are people out there who don't want you to go further in life. There are people out there who really smile in your face, but then they think differently. So with that being said, my drive, my focus, my love for the sport has only grown stronger because you never know what can happen at the end of the day. So always give it your all at all times.
Well, we have to imagine some of it too is just the maturation process. You're still an extremely young woman, but even then you were really just in the very beginning of the sport. Like you said, winning a huge show like the New York Pro, you all of a sudden felt like you were on top of the world. You had time to go out and celebrate, lose focus. Now you're in a place where the reality is kicking in that you can be great. You can be an Olympia champion for years to come. So it probably has a lot to do with where your focus is and your drive and your determination is now. We saw you a few months ago in Florida at the Karina Nasamino Classic. Fantastic show, by the way. We had a blast, didn't we?
Amazing time.
Absolutely. Karina is one of the best ambassadors of this sport. I know she was really happy that you came out and did the show. So happy.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Very warm heart, very warm spirit.
Absolutely. You guys were having a good time backstage. Dallas McCarver came back to say hello.
Dallas is awesome. First time meeting him, and it was great.
Yeah. He even did the interview with you.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah. So that was a good time. In case you guys missed it, go back. It's on the site, Maximum Muscle Report. Dallas McCarver interviewed Shanique after her win. They had a great time. And you could just sense where you were then. And you had a great physique then, but you just posed a few minutes ago, and you blew that physique out of the water. You really did. What? How can you change that much that fast? It's not that long ago we saw you. What? I mean, what have you been doing?
Every single show now, and I promised myself at the beginning of the year that I will put my all into each prep. Even though it was shorter than my first one, I had to kick it into full drive because I only had a matter of weeks to get ready for a New York Pro. A New York Pro is a very hard show. We have the top of the top competing, so I have to give it my all, of course. Better than the last show, simply.
Well, you're just always improving now. You have that championship mentality. Yeah, see, there it is. You and the smile to go with it. Now, yes, we have the New York Pro coming up. Obviously, we all know you're the front runner. You still have to take care of business here. But let's get to the conversation that most people want to hear even more about. There's been rumors that the champ, this might be her last year, might not be. Again, there are rumors. Does it matter to you whether you outright beat the champ, or would it be a little less fulfilling if maybe you came in second this year, she retired, and let's say the title is then open and up for grabs and you win it the following year? Would that be less satisfying for you, more satisfying? Does it not make a difference?
I know that it's always been a dream to be right next to Juliana. She has been a motivation, a role model since I started physique. I've always looked up to all of the Olympians, but she's a very good athlete, and being next to her, regardless of any placement at all, would be an honor, because she's Miss Olympia. She's
right.
The queen of the division, so it's just amazing. Whether the placing goes this way or that way, I want her to be up there. I want us to be up there rocking it. Just have a great time.
So you really would obviously then prefer to eventually become Miss Olympia yourself by beating the reigning Miss Olympia, which would be the honor of most athletes.
I think that would be a definite honor. That would feel great. I mean, her retiring before it wouldn't be, challenging enough.
Right.
It'd
be missing something.
Yeah.
Well, now, and we're here at Bev's where she trains, and now where you train most of the time, right? You moved not too long ago, a little bit closer to the city. What's that like, being able to be in this atmosphere, being around so many other great athletes, being around Juliana almost on a daily basis?
It's an honor. I initially always wanted to train at Bev's because this is where champions are made, pretty much. This is where the top of the top are here. So when you see them training, it's like instant motivation for you, and you just want to push harder, lift heavier, go harder, and keep on coming back. So it definitely helps a lot.
Now, after New York, are you going to be shutting it down until the O, or you got something else planned?
I'm not going to say shutting it down, but I'm going to relax a little bit, but I'm going to remain on my diet. And that's what's very important.
If she remains on that diet, I mean, she just might sneak into something else.
Just a little bit.
And not let anybody know. Is there anything else that you'd like to let your fans and the viewers out there know about you that we don't currently know?
The one thing that a lot of my followers know, that I keep it real on my social media, and it's something that has kind of singled me out from most. So everything I say now is pretty much, oh, she knows that, she does that, that's what she does, she shows that on a regular basis. And that's always what I always want people to know from me, that I am the person that they see on social media. I am the real person that they see on YouTube in these interviews. I never bluff, I never make it just a show, So that's, yeah.
you should always just be yourself. Now that you feel confident in who you are as a person, as an athlete, and the success comes. The success obviously isn't changing you. You're smiling. You always smile. You want to laugh. You talk to everybody, and that's a great representative of the sport. It's always a pleasure catching up with you. We look forward to seeing you in 3 days on stage. And we look forward to seeing that battle with you, Juliana, and a couple of the other top athletes across the country, because they will be bringing their best. So it is not a two-person race. It's not. But she is one of the front runners. We know. It's not a matter of if. It's only a matter of when. And on that note, guys, until next time, Shanique Grant, Amanda Spuckle, Maximum Muscle Report. We're out.
Hey guys, my name is IFBB Pro Shanique Grant, and we're here at the East Coast Mecca, Bev Francis. I'm currently 3 days out here with my posing coach, Sunil Ray, Chula Fitness on Instagram. We're about to get work. Let's do it. Quarter turn to your right. Quarter turn to your right. Quarter turn to your right. And face front. Front double bicep. Side chest, side of your choice. Back double bicep. Give us the number of your pose, okay? 1, 2, 3. That's good. And relax. From face front. Abdominals and thighs. Good. Switch legs. Nice job. Undergoing pulls from the front. Look at that. And relax. And let's go into the classic victory pose, okay? 1, 2,
your hamstrings are sick right now.
Yeah.
So first thing I'm noticing, you're
Yeah.
way tighter, leaner, and drier already. We still got 3 days. And your shoulders are popping more too.
I'm so happy.
I call her a unicorn, by the way. They don't exist, but there is 1 or 2, I believe, that live amongst us in this universe, and she's one of them. So, really proud of her, looking for her to do exactly what she did last year, but of course now 10 times better.